to not be first.
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
It must have been about 16, 17. We nicked their gilt rings. Right, the bouncer's gilt ring.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day.
This is Joe Pugh for IFL TV. We're here at the Newlands gym by world champion Nina Hughes. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Come down here just before you start training.
Yep.
First of all, are we going to get some fight news? It's been a few times now that I've interviewed you, and I think you're still none the wiser?
No, still none the wiser. No, I just want to get in the ring now. I'm desperate to fight. Hopefully, we'll get some fight news soon. Just want that fight date so we can target on a date and get training properly.
Since your last fight, the titles in your same weight division have been unified. You've been waiting. You've been trying to kind of position yourself to a good fight, because I know you want the best fights. Why isn't this materialising?
Yeah, I just want the big fights that people want to see, and yeah, that just seem to be hard to get. I mean, obviously, Ebanie's got a voluntary. There was talks of Shannon. Was told she wanted to fight, but then told that the 10 weeks notice wasn't enough. That was all up in the air and trying to be arranged. And yeah, so I don't know. I just want to fight now. I don't care who it is. Just get me in the ring.
We know Shannon Courtenay was scheduled for the June date, and you say that she's been offered the fight. 10 weeks wasn't enough. Is that frustrating? Because at the end of the day, you are giving Shannon, a former world champion, opportunity to fight for your world title, and she's not taking it.
Yeah, it is frustrating because obviously we were told that she wanted to fight and she'd asked for the fight, but I don't know what's going on. I don't know what the issue is, but yeah, when you want the big fights that people want to see, and that's a big fight, yeah, it is frustrating.
If Shannon says, look, she can't make it in 10 weeks, but 12, 14 weeks, would you wait that extra couple of weeks for that fight?
It's hard to say now because you just don't know if you're being messed around. If it was guaranteed, then yeah, but I don't know. We'll have to see.
We know that the mandatory may be called Jamie Mitchell. She's number one now.
Yeah.
Is it a case of been there, done that, you want to move on to bigger names, or are you happy to fight Jamie?
Well, obviously, I wanted to fight the bigger names. I have been there. I've beaten her already. It does seem a pointless fight to go back and refight someone that you've already beaten. But yeah, it's about staying active, and I want to box this year, and I want to fight. If that's the only fight we can get, then that's the fight I'll have to have.
Have you spoken to Eddie Hearn and your team, Lee? What are the updates?
Yeah, we had a meeting with Eddie back in August. Yeah, there was a few things on the card, and yeah, we're just waiting for a date. So patiently.
How frustration is it ticking over, not knowing that date?
Yeah, it is hard because I'm just dying to get in the ring. Last year I boxed 5 times. This year I boxed once. So you just want it's hard to focus. You want that date so you can fully focus and you can prep everything around it. So yeah, hopefully we'll get some good news soon.
If it is Jamie Mitchell, we were just talking off camera about some of the things she said before that fight. Still, would there be a little bit of a needle we could expect to excite and build up? I know you're not the type to start throwing round tables or start making death threats, but it could get a little bit tasty with her personality, couldn't it?
It could do. Yeah, look, at the end of the day, that's a good fight. It was a tear up the first time, and it'd be a tear. I'm sure it'd be a tear up the second time, and one that I've just got to make sure I'd win again. So.
As far as British boxing is concerned, it's looking like we could have a big finish to the year. We know we've got Taylor Cameron 2, potential Ben Eubank, maybe AJ even out again. You want to get on one of those cards, don't you?
Yeah, I'd love to. Just one of the big cards, preferably a big opponent, but whatever, whoever they want to put in front of me, I'll take right now.
I will ask about Ebanie Bridges, as I always do. We don't really want to go into it, but in the meeting you had with Eddie, from what you can say, was her name discussed?
Yeah, obviously she's discussed. He knows I want the fight. We'll just have to see. Hopefully she'll have a voluntary, and maybe we can get the fight next. We'll have to see if she wants it or not.
She has been out the ring for a very long time. She last fought in December. It's my understanding that she will be fighting by the end of the year.
Yeah.
It's your kind of promoter's job to get you out and then make that fight happen.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully we both box end of the year, and then the fight can be made next year, early next year. That'd be ideal.
You're going to be calling her out online?
I think she knows that. I think I've said enough. Yeah, look, she knows I want the fight. There's not a lot more else to say, really. That's the fight I want. Otherwise, we'll just have to look at other options and we'll move on. I'm not going to stall my career over her. So, yeah, we'll just have to see what happens.
Do you think she disregards you as a world champion?
I think she dismisses me a bit, but I think that's just because she doesn't want the fight, so she doesn't want to talk about it. But that's the bottom line. I just don't think she wants it. So,
do you reckon the rest of the boxing world kind of not disrespects you, but overlooks you as a world champion because you've done it the hard way? You've done it very, very quick. You went over to Dubai, and now you're not in purgatory, but you're just sitting there waiting for the date. And at the end of the day, you are the world champion. You do hold that belt.
Yeah, it's hard, really, but there's not that many options at my weight. So, like, you've got the Ebanie Bridges fight and the Shannon Courtenay fight, and them two fights can't be made. We've obviously got the Dina fight, but we're looking at that afterwards. So we need to get the next one out of the way, and then if we can't get Ebanie Bridges, obviously we'll go for the Dina route because we want to unify. I've never backed down from anyone, but I just want the big fights. But it's getting them at the right time and. Yeah, so we'll just have to try and hope that the big fights can be made after this one. But if not, then yeah, we'll definitely look to unify on the second fight.
I know in an ideal world, all roads led to the Ebanie Bridges fight and the unification. Then Dina/Luna ended up being Dina in the undisputed fight. But if it is the case that you get the call, massive fight, yourself versus Dina, would you take it now?
100%, definitely, yeah. Yeah, look, we want... The aim has always been to unify. I was hoping to unify against Ebanie next and then Dina, hopefully for undisputed. Obviously, that hasn't happened. Hopefully, the Ebanie fight can be made after this one. If it can't, 100% we'll fight Dina. Why do
you think people are saying no to fighting you?
I don't know. They're obviously not that confident in themselves, are they? I don't know. Like, why would you not want to fight for? Why would you not want to fight for another world title? My guess is you're not confident, but otherwise you'd want to, wouldn't you? That's the only thing I can think of.
I know. Well, we'll finish up then, Nina. Have you got a message to any potential opponent? Ducking, no ducking, yes to the fight, no to the fight. I know you want to be out, so just a message to a potential opponent out there.
No message, I just want to get in the ring. Give me anyone.
Excellent, Nina. Thank you very much for being to IFL TV. I'm probably with Eddie Earn this week, so I might even put some pressure on him to get that fight date announced, and we'll see you in the ring very soon.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
You to not be first.
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
It must have been about 16, 17. We nicked their guilt rings. Right, the bouncer's guilt ring.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day,